never coming back, 'cause baby, you're the one. You got me dizzy, 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 dizzy on my feet. Can't eat, can't sleep every day of the week. All day, all night, running around. I'm never gonna stop because you never settle down. Heads up, heart attack, listen to me. You're driving me wild, got me down on my knees. All day, all night, running around. I'm never gonna stop because you never settle down.
Good morning, evening, and afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our first panel show today. How are we doing today, everybody?
Oh, you brought that convict on. God damn it.
I know.
Yeah, and you know the asshole's going to want to talk about cricket.
Yes, crickets, 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 crickets.
Oh dear, oh dear. It's as if America doesn't understand the second biggest team sport in the world.
Because we don't.
We don't.
100%.
You're right. We don't.
We don't. We don't know anything about it, but yeah, Anthony's going to teach us about it one of these days coming up. Again, this is, I know most of you are expecting the news today, but we had an unfortunate accident this morning as
No.
Hey.
We did not. We did not have an unfortunate accident. You did.
As in me. Okay, I woke up at 2 something because I actually got 5 hours of sleep, which is amazing. And then I came in and I went to make sure that what happened last night, the weirdness did not happen again. So I went through, I did like a 3-minute show. There were actually people in the audience, which scared the hell out of me, including Pants. And Pants was going to be on this panel too, but he had to finally sleep because he binge watched an entire Netflix series last night into today and then didn't sleep. So Pants will be on at a later time. So of course that means we're all not wearing pants tonight. How do you feel about that, panel?
Well, I normally broadcast in my underwear from my recliner, so that's nothing new.
I did that. I'm sorry.
You're breaking up, Verbo, just a little bit.
Oh, I did not consent to that. I am wearing pants.
Okay, you are wearing pants. Okay. Does he know you're wearing him?
Of course.
It'd be awkward.
And we know that.
I'm not so sure Pants would consent to that.
And we know Anthony's. Go ahead, Anthony.
No one wears pants in Australia. We all wear shorts.
Yep, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
So anyway, last night I got that fixed. We went through that, and I sat down to do the paper. I got the first story done, and boom, power outage. Everything out, whole street, across the way, down the hill. I mean, the neighbors are pretty far away, but I could see they had no lights. I immediately get a text message from the power company saying ETA originally was like 6:30 a.m. So, of course, I'm here. No news can be produced. So I decided to go back to sleep. Well, they pinged me about 5:30. ETA 8 o'clock. And I'm thinking, okay, I could sleep a little more. Of course not. There's a scuffle on the back porch, and I had to bring one of the cats in, one of the strays in through the house because one of Hank's raccoon army was out back, blocking him from a way to get to the front porch. And he wasn't like threatening the cat. He was just sitting there in the path eating because he was the biggest, fattest raccoon I've ever seen in my life.
And why is
And
he
this-
the biggest, fattest raccoon?
Because
Because
Jim
we
keeps
put the-
feeding them.
Yes. I mean, he was very nice. He was like, "Hey, how you doing?" But yeah, it was just a little discombobulating for the poor cat. So I grabbed him. He's junior. I've known him for 6 months now, so he was kind of cool. As I took him through the house and put him on the front porch, dried him off, and got him his own food. But then, yeah, I was up. But thankfully, the power didn't come on for another 90 minutes, and Mr. Phil and Mr. Hank stepped up and took over coverage today. So I want to thank you both for that.
Most welcome. Most welcome.
Yep.
Yeah, at least we know now that if I get jury duty, you guys can carry the show while I'm around other human beings, which is scary.
Ew.
I know. I also want to their comment Virgo on the side and Witch of Heart. Yeah, we switched out. The murder clown is now dead. He's back in the woods, I guess. I don't know. It's Billy as a clown, but we are now Super Corgi. Can we get a round of applause for Super Corgi, guys?
Woohoo!
Still haven't
Yay!
figured out the Corgi superpowers.
Yeah, we got to talk about that tomorrow when there's dead time in the Karen Reed coverage, and we'll be back at 8:00 or 8:50. Let me
that
finish the
won't-
promo, Phil. Let me
Okay.
finish the promo.
All right.
We'll
all
be
right. All
back
right.
at 8:55 a.m. tomorrow Eastern time with more Karen Reed coverage. It's gonna be a half day in the trial, so there may be an opportunity to figure out Super Corgi's powers, and Gia gets final say in the power set. So now, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say there's never a slow time in that trial. It is action packed from start to end.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to that in about 3 minutes. But on a serious note,
Oh wait. So right before we get to the serious note, I do have one superpower for you.
what's that?
Drooling, because corgis drool and Roddy's rule.
Oh, here we go.
Oh Lord, you do notice that in our new opening, I had a corgi. Well, the corgi was being assaulted by Anthony Caruso's soccer ball, but still, we had a corgi, and then we had a Roddy with a chainsaw because that is now a tradition on our shows.
It's
Is Roddy's with chainsaws?
creepy as hell.
Well, the new one's not near as creepy as the original.
Yeah, I
Yes,
was.
That's true.
Yeah. So let's get to the serious. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, and there's a lot of questions. And one of those things is basically last year, a lot of followers were aware of a situation going on where I had been offered a contract, and we had played it off as a storyline throughout the course of the show, and I think it pretty much ended in September. But in reality, yes, a contract was offered to me that kept getting to the point where it would come due and something would happen. During this, there were times when our former show person, whatever, wouldn't actually talk to me. And when he wouldn't talk to me, Verbo here would step up and be my voice. And I just wanted to thank her for that last year. It meant the world to me. She got a really raw deal when she got screwed over in September of last year. And that's her story to tell if she wants to tell that. But if you saw, she ended up leaving the show. She was a big part of our moderation team. she also would, the first charity thing where they actually got the stuff, it was because Verbo drove her ass there and gave the stuff to those police officers. So I want to apologize on my behalf for any pain or sadness you felt, or even, stigma you got from that, because it was a sucky situation and we didn't have the ability to prevent it. And we probably should have stepped in sooner. Behind the scenes, there was a lot of chaos going on, and we're not going to get into everybody's story, but that's part of mine, and I just want to make this a public apology to Verbo for all the shit she went through last year. You didn't deserve that, and if we can make it right at some point, we will make this right.
I was surprised today about this. This is not something that I requested or even
Nope.
required, to be honest.
It's just been bugging me.
Yeah, no, you got to do what you got to do to feel okay. My story in all of this is insignificant, I would say, in the whole scheme of everything. But yeah, I had my problems with what was going on, and I tried to talk to people about it. I tried to publicly talk about it a little bit. I talked to him privately about it, and things weren't adding up. I didn't like it, and there was no immediate recourse I could get out of him. No answers and no documentation. Nothing that we're all kind of asking for, and I have
And
kind
it
of
was like,
found out after
yeah,
the fact I was kind of derided and for some of it. I've heard a few rumors I don't like about what he said, and I don't
right.
agree with it. I don't like it. It's not accurate, but it's really insignificant in the wider story to what's going on here. I wasn't really financially affected. You know, I really don't care what he has to say about me because he's a liar. So have at it, whatever. And most of my personal relationships that I valued stayed intact. So
Yeah,
I
we
overall,
we
I
certainly
wasn't
stayed
overly.
friends during it all.
Yeah,
Are you back?
yeah, we
So,
did. Yeah, we did. Um, yeah, it's kind of a little bit gonna start to storm over here, so the Wi-Fi's not great. Yeah,
okay.
no, I'm not mad at you.
I
I'm
know,
not.
but
I don't need an
it's just
apology from
been
you. I'm not mad.
it's just been weighing on me that you did get, I mean, it was like flipping a switch off and you were gone. And you were one of many that it happened to. So it's just something I wanted to do and just get it on record that whatever you're hearing about her, whatever rumors were spread, just think of the source. You know, there's a lot of lies out there, and she doesn't deserve to go through this bullshit. So why don't we
Yeah,
go?
I mean, I guess I should apologize to the wider audience for, me being around and then me being very abruptly not around, just in my own personal life. And I didn't talk about this publicly a lot, but it also wasn't a secret. We had someone dear to us move in with us to spend the end of their life with us. And we were just tits deep in caregiving and doing it alone. There was no hospice care workers coming in. I was exhausted. I was also working, and I just didn't have the hours in the day to, commit to stuff outside of what my immediate needs were. And I was getting a lot of static from somebody that I didn't deserve it from, but two, it was just a bunch of bullshit. It was like
Right.
weird rumors, lies and stuff, and I was just done. I was absolutely fed up and done, and I
Yeah.
just didn't have it in me to do anything
Plus,
about it at that time. And I'm
plus
still,
going through.
here at the house, we're still kind of getting ourselves back together. We've been mourning and recovering ourselves. So I just haven't had the bandwidth to do anything about it, to be honest.
Well, if we can help, we can help. We all are going through the healing process right now. And,
Yeah,
you know,
well,
hopefully
I don't.
we all get through this because we're all dealing with it in different ways. And one way that I think I'm starting to deal with it more is, you know, we're interjecting humor here and there. And I don't mean to switch from sadness to light, like that. But we did talk about some stuff that was going on today. Certainly in the Karen Reed trial, if we make our own lives feel a little brighter, at least we're not Turtle Boy fighting Grant Smith Ellis as we transition into that little bit.
I've got one
Everybody get a
question for
chance.
you straight away, Jim.
Sure.
Have we got Jim Ross to come down to the court next time?
I don't think we have. So
We need to get Jim Ross down there.
Okay. We had the DUI guy there today. He was a special guest of Karen Reed's family, or Karen Reed herself, sitting in front row and tweeting about the jurors. And we had the woman who got in a fight with Grant the other day. She allegedly was on another Twitter account describing the jurors just yesterday. And today she got a protection order against Grant. So how silly is this going to get, panel?
Quite
Well, I
silly.
think it's an excellent
Quite
idea
silly.
to talk about the jurors, describe them, and let all the community members know exactly who they are. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah,
what
he's
kind of
an older
nonsense is
gentleman who has a whatever look about him, and he has glasses, and he's a little bit obese, you know, and he walks with a limp or whatever.
Yeah.
Good morning,
I
sweetie.
think they just can't help themselves. I think is the problem.
It feels like it's turning into a flippin' game.
Yes.
You know, like they organized this thing to get rid of Grant. They had a little fight. Turtle Boy was screaming things that weren't happening, and we'll go over the video one of these days. We just don't have a lot of time tonight, where the lady throws Grant's chair, but it's not on Turtle Boy's video. Grant is like, has his hands in the air, but Turtle Boy is screaming, "Don't touch her! Don't touch her!" And it's so like 7th grade. You know what I mean? It feels like a junior high production. And then they ran to the court today to get a temporary restraining order against Grant. Grant has to go back tomorrow to fight it. And then there's another hearing on Monday. All because they had to stand in line for chairs to get in, or spots to get in the courtroom. Does that make any sense to anyone else?
Can we just make it a complete battle royal, and the 11 standing people get to keep the steel chairs that they're using and sit in the courthouse?
Yeah.
You know, the press is covered in blood, and you know, just they all look dazed in the standing room only area.
Now, the only question I've got with regards to this is, do you do it under battle royal rules, or shall it be like the Royal Rumble where someone random comes in every 2 minutes or something like that?
So you mean like Kate comes in with right after to help out Grant because Turtle Boy's already got his little helper with him. Then the DUI guy comes running in 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
Then Tom CPU 2 minutes later, and then somehow a face will come in to balance off the heels. And the judge will come in and do
just in a diaper.
Sure. CPU Tom, yes. And then of course the judge will come out and do the Randy Orton move on everybody.
Someone's getting RKO'd. Someone is getting
Yeah.
RKO'd.
Yeah, the RKO. So just run out and start RKOing people because this is just getting ridiculous outside of the courtroom based on a decision by the defense to demand changes to the seating in the bigger courthouse, which they couldn't have done. And now they're in this tiny little room where there's no room for anybody. I'm surprised they let the DUI guy in. And
Well, he came
they're
in
all
with
on
the
top of each other. Yeah, he came in with family.
Yeah, Karen Reed's father wasn't there today. So he was in Karen Reed's father's spot. So
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering what was creepier, the DUI guy or her dad, because her dad's seriously.
Well,
Did the DUI guy have eyeshadow on?
It looked like it, and he had a crazy tie. So it was like, well, come on, you like he was gonna stand up and do the Macho Man spin, you know? Snap into a Slim Jim.
Yeah, Jim. Oh, yeah, Jim. Yeah.
You see, the problem is, I think the DUI guy, you know, if he's in that phase, might get banned because he might get tested for excessive amounts of blood in his cocaine system.
Oh Lord.
Well, the best news out of it is that apparently O'Keefe was covered in bacon.
Yeah, that was the odd thing. Okay, they brought in a DNA expert, and the DNA expert, there were 2 swabs sent to her by the prosecution. And the big story is by the defense is that the dog attacked John O'Keefe. And the dog, you know, even though there's only supposed bite marks on one side of his arm, a dog would definitely not do that. But they were contending that the DNA evidence would show it. And of course, no dog, but pig. Pig showed up in large amounts. And it turns out that the pig corresponds to exposure to bacon. So he was either eating it or grilling it or something. But that was what was on the DNA results. So it wasn't feral pigs running through the yards. It was sometime that day he had some bacon. It's like amazing to me that, you know, what are they going to find with me? I had a chocolate bar and, you know, I may have spilled some Dr. Pepper on my shirt.
Ice cream. They would find ice cream. I'm convinced of
They're
that.
not going to find. I changed clothes after that ice cream. That's it. And that was a month ago.
What
I
the
changed
defense
clothes twice in a month.
What the prosecution is leaving out, or what the defense is going to try and prove, is that the Alberts have a baking curing in their basement.
Okay. So, but they
That's
didn't turn him in. I mean, not to make a joke out of it, but they didn't turn him into bacon.
No. But they were curing bacon in the basement. That's what he was down there for.
I've got a question. I've got a question. Has anyone seen Peppa Pig lately?
No, we haven't.
Because she's been awfully quiet.
Oh my God.
I think the obvious choice here is isn't he a police officer?
Yes, he
Don't
is.
they have an alternative?
Yeah, he's a jackboot thug pig. You are right, Verbo. You are right.
Oink oink.
Yes. Oh no.
But my alternative theory is it's actually pepperoni because we have the pizza joint in play, and
Right.
of course it must be just pepperoni
Sure.
from the pizza.
You had to bring pepperoni because Anthony's on the panel, don't you? The Australian pepperoni, mate.
Look. Can we not talk about my salami? All right, you know, people are already sick of my salami as it is. You know.
Yes, they are.
Even my wife is sick of my salami.
Shuggy is very jealous of your salami.
Did the dog eat the salami though? Is that it? That's why they had to get rid of the dog.
Oh God!
Because remember,
good question.
They rehomed that dog pretty quickly. It was like 3 months later that dog was gone. So
yeah, because of another incident that happened after.
Yes. But of course, they're blaming it on the alleged murder that the dog also apparently took pictures and put the house up for sale, and
Was the
you know,
dog on the
everything.
beach in a bikini?
I could simulate that. Give me 2
I
minutes.
believe it was. I believe it was. Yes.
Wait, that's right. Adobe doesn't let you put bikini in. So, dog swimsuit beach.
And if a dog was wearing a bikini to a beach, would it have to have 6 cups?
Oh,
Oh my God! Oh God!
Piece.
Oh Lord Almighty! I will be downloading this one and sharing it in a minute. I'm gonna call this
Oh, dear
picture
God.
Phil. How about that?
No, thank you.
Remember this.
Thank you.
This is generated through Adobe AI. Mr. Adobe out there, remember, we love your products and you can sponsor us. I'll even use this voice when we're doing the promos. Just call my number. Call me maybe. You know it, baby.
That
Yeah.
was creepy.
This is even worse because there's something flying in the background. So, give me a sec. Give me a sec. We will get this up and going. Yeah.
It can't be any worse than when Lando Norris was on Twitch and his office was being attacked by 2 wasps that managed to get in.
This is far worse than anything you can imagine, Anthony. Let me just find Phil, and I know you have to go, so I'll pull this up real fast.
Don't worry, if you're still going in 30, I'll be back.
We're gonna get out of here by 9 o'clock Eastern, so got another half
Roger that.
hour at best. But here you go, folks. This is what Adobe came up with dog on the beach in a swimsuit, and this could be the real killer.
That's definitely me. Yes, that's definitely me.
I don't want to know what's in the background in the air.
What is that?
Is that a robot chicken?
And why is the dog touching its own nipples?
I don't know. I don't know.
Nowhere else to rest its paws?
So much this AI, because this is AI. This is literally you type in what you want, it comes up with 4 choices. Then you can type in, you can either modify it or click 4 more choices. So there are 3 things worse than this that I did not pick. If you can believe that.
There's a lot going on here.
Why is it wearing a bikini top but not a bikini bottom?
I'm not telling you.
Phil,
I
why
have
aren't
my
you
reasons.
The
wearing-
dog has a long torso.
I have my reason.
Oh no. Oh no.
God. Phil,
Hard
did you get it?
hard pass.
Did you get an indecent exposure ticket on the
Not
beach
that,
last time you
not
went?
that anyone can find. I took a diversion, and therefore I have no criminal record.
Touche says, Jim, the mystery box is in your state. And what's in the mystery box?
It's a mystery.
Should I be terrified?
What's in the box?
What's in the? It's not a severed head like in that one movie, is it? Or that one?
Oh God.
Please.
Maybe it's the AI's 2 left hands.
You mean because this one picture of Phil, this one picture where we're all together, I'm in the back, Hank's in the middle, and this is Phil, with his backwards hand, and somehow both he and Hank have broken the stems on their glasses. Yeah.
2 right hands.
Y'all
My
lizard
sister
people?
actually-
Is that right? Register?
Yeah.
Are we? I don't know. I'm not a lizard people. Hank, are you a lizard person?
I cannot confirm nor deny that.
Okay. We know Anthony is because he's from down under.
We're called goannas down here.
Okay.
I am the Lizard King. I can do anything.
Yeah.
I got a duck. I will be, if you're still going in 30 minutes, I'll be back.
Okay, we're probably going to drop out in about 20. So
Alright.
thank you for being here on our first show. This is test run of how panels are going to work on our channel. I'm glad we've got a lot more than I expected. I thought everyone would duck out now that we weren't doing the news tonight. News update. I will be starting to write stories immediately after we get off the air here. And then we will go ahead and have a double sized issue or episode tomorrow night where I read all the news that's fit to print, and then some of it that's about Turtle Boy. I'll give you a minute to get that one. So, folks, anything else in the trial go on? Yes.
Well, I got something for Witch of Heart.
Okay. What was it, Hank?
3, 2, 1, bang!
Witch of Heart
Okay,
knows Witch of Heart knows why that was going to.
She's asking, is that Aussie Man or Aussie Man?
Yes, that's Aussie Man.
Oh God.
Didn't see the panel that I came up on and was the panel I came up on and was playing with that, and she couldn't figure out where it was coming from.
No, you're not having a stroke, Witch of Heart. But hey, maybe next time if you want to come up, we will send you a link so you can defend yourself against Hank. So, what else happened in the trial today? Anything of noteworthy since we all were kind of stuck here watching it?
Well, the seal got broken on the harassment issue.
Yes.
Tell us about it, Hank.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The defense was trying to try their damnedest to get the evidence out of the person that picked up Colin.
That was one of the McCabe's. I just forgot her name. I had it written down. Yeah, she picked up Colin Albert from the house and drove him home, providing him an alibi because the defense says that basically it was Brian Albert, the homeowner, not his son who testified today, Colin Albert and Brian Higgins, who somehow jumped John O'Keefe as soon as he got through the doors of the house, drug him downstairs, killed him, and then took him out the cellar door. Now they've changed it to bringing him up through the house to go out through the cellar door and dumping the body on the lawn. Meanwhile, we have all of these kids who are in the house who are coming and going. By the time the incident happened, we had a bunch of testimony. They saw Karen Reed's SUV on the at the scene of the crime. And they did ask the McCabe daughter, or yeah, I think it's Jen McCabe's daughter, about the harassment. And what happened from there, guys?
The judge allowed it and didn't look good for the defense.
They almost, I mean, I thought that she was going to say Turtle Boy because
I know.
she started crying.
I know. I did too.
She was broken up on the stand. She started crying. She was really, I'm glad he was not allowed in the courtroom for that. It was bad enough that they have to see him out in the hallway based on what he's been doing, the persecution. Now he's claiming that John O'Keefe was a turtle rider and a supporter and all this bullshit. I mean, where does it end?
Prison, hopefully.
Yep, that's what I was about to say. A long stay in a state lockup.
Well, he'll get his day in court. He has many indictments that he still has to face. And
Well,
I'm
he's
very
got
proud of her today. That young woman sat up there and did the absolute best that she could. And what a horrible position to have to be in. An
right.
absolutely horrible position for all these young folks to be in because they went to a birthday party.
Yeah. Essentially, they were all at that house to celebrate someone's birthday, and technically his birthday was starting at midnight. So it's gonna go down forever for this kid that someone was murdered at outside of that party. And I do have something to bring up about that. They're making a big deal that no one heard this incident and no one heard the screeching of tires or the thud from the body or whatever happened. But remember a few months ago, this happened in the middle of the winter. This also happened at my home in the middle of the winter when I went to get one of the cat shelters. It was like 5 feet from the front porch in the bushes. Literally, if you were sitting in the living room, you could see it in the bushes. And when I went to get it out, because I was wondering why none of the cats, the strays, were using it, I found a dead raccoon in it, and that thing must have starved to death because it couldn't get out. And it looked like it put up a fight at times to get out of the thing, but with my mom sitting in that front room most of the day, nobody heard anything. Nobody knew it was there. You would think when I'm feeding the cats on the front porch, I would have heard it, but it's the middle of winter. You're not going outside as much. You're not thinking of the outside. You've got the stuff going on in the house to distract
I mean,
you.
well, there's a party going on with music.
Yeah, that was also happening in the house. Everybody was singing, everybody was having a good time. So nobody hearing the body in a normal situation, let alone with a party going on, it's hard for the defense to explain that away. And especially the fact that, okay, in their version of things, he was brought down the stairs and he was beat up and killed. But you have all those witnesses. So every single one of those witnesses would have had to have been in on the conspiracy. Yet they haven't asked those witnesses about it. They haven't asked if they were in on a murder. I
And
would
there was
just
Now,
enough.
I'm not from the land of snow. How much sound deadening does a light dusting of snow like that give?
it can, Hank's got more experience because Hank, weren't you stationed someplace where it was actually very, very, very snowy?
Yeah, and snowstorms, you get a lot of your noise dampened. But after the storm, the snow reflects sound off it, and things are a lot louder.
But this was
Right.
at the
I know
start of the
when the first
snowstorm.
Yep.
when the first
And-
responders got there, it was very windy, and there's lots of testimony about how it was very difficult to hear. But I don't know how much sound deadening happens when the snow first starts. Is it a factor there? I don't know. I don't live in a snow-filled place.
It depends on how it starts, right? So if it starts with the kind of just a light drifting, there isn't a lot, but in a blizzard, quite a bit, because you can't
Okay.
hear
All
from the
right.
howling of the wind.
Right. That was very apparent from previous testimony that sound was very impacted because of the storm.
And well, in the body cam, from the emergency responders, and when they showed it, it's extremely, extremely, loud. So
yeah. But at the time, they would have been taking the body from the basement through the backyard, out the gate, and to dump them on the front lawn. There would have already been snow there, so there would have been tracks leading to where the
right,
body was.
right.
Yeah, and it's not like the movies. You can't just get a branch and wipe away tracks. Especially like if it was wet snow, there would always be an impression down at the
Yep.
bottom.
Yeah.
Even if you use the snow blower or the leaf blower to blow away snow, you're gonna hit at some point those footprints. It's just the compaction of the snow. You can't stop that, unless you take all the snow away. But then if they took all the snow away, wouldn't they take all the blood away too?
Yes.
So, I mean, I have the same concerns that they use the solo cups to collect the snow. That wasn't exactly, a good idea at all. And I realize this is a very small town, relatively speaking, so they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. But this could have cost them a great deal when the defense brings it up.
Yeah, I've been disappointed with how this case has gone forward. That the investigation is sub-quality, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of really good evidence for her guilt, but it wasn't done very well. There's a lot of weird little conflicts that aren't being laid out as clearly as they should be. It's a smaller town. People have a lot of connections. I there's probably people on that jury that are sitting there reflecting on, their connections and reach into their own town and how they
Right.
could be caught up in a situation like this because they went to a christening or something,
Yeah, like
so like that
Katie
doesn't bother
McLaughlin.
Yeah, it
Go
doesn't
ahead.
bother me so much, but please be a little more straightforward about it. But the case has been frustrating to experience because of things like the solo cups. Like it baffles my mind that in a police issued vehicle they don't have some kits in the back for different types of situations, little
Right.
evidence collection bags, kind of stuff. Like that doesn't make sense to me either. So there's a lot of things that are bothering me, and I wish this case had gone forward a little bit smoother, and I wish Lally was a little bit more engaging. Um,
Right. He's
so
doing
there's a lot of
workmanlike,
what if.
you know, he's understated in what he's getting across. I mean, it doesn't play well on TV, but he's going witness by witness, procedural in order, getting the facts out there, but he compared to the gotchas on the other side, he's bland. I'll agree there. I mean, this is his
Well, I think not.
hometown.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Go
not just that
ahead.
he's
The-
bland. The opening statements were not very clear, meandering, and there wasn't like a very strong uh, theory of a statement.
Right.
It was not a good opening, and that doesn't set up for a nice rollout. You know, what's don't know what the point is of the rollout. Where are we getting to here?
And just to answer Sue Bear's question, tomorrow we know that Brian Albert Jr. is going to be examined to begin things because they ended with him on the stand and they took a break. So we got out of there by what, 4:05 today? It was pretty quickly. And speaking
yeah.
of that, we're getting close here on our time limit. So any last comments about the Karen Reed case before we quickly move on and wrap up?
Can't get over soon enough.
this whole trial?
Yes.
Or this panel? What are you saying, Phil? Are you
No, this is a
taking
great
a swing
best,
at me?
best
Uh,
panel and chat on the internet on China Russia YouTube.
That's
And
it.
thank
This
you
is
to
in the
everybody and the chat for being flexible over this last week or so, and trying to find your new place and giving everything a little bit of time to roll out. I know it's been
yeah.
frustrating, and there's a lot of weird missing bits and pieces, and some people want to discuss things and some people don't. It's messy and awful and horrible, and I thank you individually for your patience, your understanding, and processing it yourself as well. Everybody's a little bit
Yeah.
impacted.
And
Eh,
oh,
Go ahead, Hank.
I was just going to say, how did you, Tina Slay?
Hey, Tina.
Tina Slay. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up.
Wrap up?
We are trying to keep these under an hour, just because this was originally scheduled to be like 26 minutes of me reading the news. When we do panels, we're gonna keep them quick. We're gonna keep on topic, and it's not gonna meander into 7 to 10 to 12 hours. We're in and out, and you can read or you can listen to this on your way home from work, or your way into work tomorrow morning. That's the deal. We keep things where we want to get the information out to you without having you to wait for it. So tonight's a dry run of the panels. We'll probably have one with Anthony that probably only I'm gonna watch because I'll be on it, where we're talking a little bit about cricket and sports coming up. So if you know a sports lover, please tell them once we have that scheduled. Also, please like and subscribe.
When you get to that, make sure you have a soundbite of crickets chirping.
Yes.
Of course. We do have a license now for music, which you'll hear on the way out. That also includes a whole library of sound effects that me and Pope have to go through this weekend just to figure out what we want. So we'll probably just be sitting backstage going, okay, what's this one? Crickets.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get that one or whatever. But we do have,
what does this do?
yeah, we had a generous donation from a listener who basically bought us the sound package for a year with full licensing. So we're pretty good. And all of the music that I use is from that. So like the new theme tonight, the standard themes we use on Karen Reed and on my normal show weeknights, which does look like it's switching to 6 o'clock. So go vote, folks. Go to our community tab and tell us when you want the news each night. It's either 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock Eastern. So go vote, please. Anyway, we're going to wrap up.
Or 3 a.m. There's still time for other 3 a.m.
No. Rose said she would come over and hit you in the head with her frying pan if you made me do that at 3 a.m.
No, that was after you talked about dipping your bacon in ketchup.
Yep.
You sick bastard.
Yep.
What? Ketchup and bacon are fine. Ketchup and bacon are fine.
No.
Ketchup and bacon are fine.
No.
Yes.
Sacrilege.
Yes. Yeah. Hash brown.
Ketchup and bacon in the same fight. Because that's okay with me.
You wrap it in. Yeah.
But
see?
just dipping bacon in ketchup is sacrilege.
Go ahead.
Yes. It is sacrilege. It is sacrilege.
It's not like I'm trying to end the show on that, but good night, everyone.
Look ahead, look astern, look the weather in the lee. Blow high, blow low, and so sail we. I see a wreck to windward and a lofty ship to thee, a sailing down along the coast of High Barbary. Then hail her, O captain, he called o'er the side. Blow high, blow low, and so sail we. Oh, are you a pirate or a man of war, he cried, a sailing down along the coast of High Barbary.